Hey everybody, it's Dr. Bickham, the author of Unnatural Selection. I'm coming to you today after a very long and tiring day. But I'm here because I made a commitment to myself, also a commitment to you guys, and this is really important to me. Okay, frankly, the day has been pretty shitty. If I can be so blunt as to say that, it's been a day of shit today, okay? But something that I've learned. I mean, you always got to learn something, right? When life gives you shit, make it into fertilizer, because at least that way you can make something grow, right? Something can grow out of the experience. So that's what we're going with today. We're going to make this day into fertilizer. All right. I am doing this today from my iPhone instead of from my laptop because there were issues with the audio yesterday. So I figured I'd try it out from my iPhone and maybe things will be a little bit better. So here's hoping for the best. I talked to you a little bit yesterday about getting out of your comfort zone, and as you can tell, I'm in my bathroom. I got my shower behind me, but don't pay any attention to that. Just pay attention to me, okay? But like I was saying yesterday, we talked a little bit about coming out of your comfort zone, and today I'm going to go a little bit further, and we're going to talk about what are you doing after you come out your comfort zone? Like, what are you going to do after that, as far as like looking for your dreams and trying to make your dreams happen. Okay. Now, if you're going to look at making your dreams happen, first thing you're going to have to do is define your dreams. Okay. Because it's kind of silly to walk around saying that you're going to make your dreams a reality and you don't have no idea what your dreams even are, you know? And you may laugh, it may sound simple, but a lot of people walking around have no idea what they're here for. They have no idea what their purpose is. Okay. So first thing you're going to want to do is define your dream. And the way that you do that is you have to figure out what it is you're really passionate about. Okay. Now, your passion is that thing that you drive your friends crazy talking about, that thing that you can't stop thinking about, the thing that's always on your mind. Where you go, man, I have to do this. I got to do this. That's the thing that's your passion. That's the thing that you need to be focusing on, because it's that thing that you keep coming back to in every single conversation. Like every time you talk to somebody, you're like, oh, you're talking about this same thing over and over again. That is your passion. Okay. Once you begin to understand what your passion is and what your dream is, then you need to make a realistic assessment of yourself. And my wife and my baby's in here making all kind of noise. See, I'm recording and they're here just driving me crazy. This is my passion. They're driving me crazy right now.
I just wanted to see if you had a shower in the background.
The shower is not on, darling. Can I finish recording?
I was making sure it didn't look dirty.
I might have to cut this one. Yeah, she came for diapers for the baby. Right, great. Oh, okay. She has to change a serious diaper. Okay. Well, at least this way you guys know I'm human, right? Like I was saying, though, if I can get back on track now, what you need to do is make a realistic assessment of yourself. Okay. You have to be truthful with yourself about where you really are. Okay. First part, a lot of people say, hey, you know what? I started from the bottom and I worked my way all the way up to the top. Well, the first part of working up from the bottom is to realize that you're actually at the bottom, which in and of itself is not a bad thing, but it's absolutely necessary to know where you are before you start. You know, once you have an idea of what your dream is, you need to assess where you are. It's okay to be at the bottom, because when you're at the bottom, you have nowhere left to go but up. So that's totally fine, but you need to be honest with yourself. Okay. Now, once you assess where you are right now at this exact moment, you can then make small, manageable goals to bridge the gap from where you are to where you want to be. Okay. That's when it gets good. That's when it gets fun, because that's the only way to really get there. Because you can dream all you want, but you're never going to reach that until you can assess where you are and then try to start making the process of making a bridge between the two spots. Okay. And that's what I want to focus on today. That's what I want you to think about today. Okay. It's only possible to make that bridge once you honestly know where you are now, once you're really honest with yourself. You might have to ask a few people, because, you know, you might have a concept of you being at a certain place and it's not really where you are. But I guarantee you the people around you know. I mean, you might think you're good with money, but your significant other might be like, oh, no, you are not good with money. My wife tells me all the time that my time management needs work, and I believe her. So I had to make a realistic assessment of myself as well before I started to do anything. And that's what we all have to do if we're going to have any chance of truly being successful in achieving our dreams. Okay. Now, your goals, when you make them, it's important that you make reasonable, attainable goals. And it's also very, very important that you put a time frame on them. You can't just say, I'm going to do this, and you have no time frame on it, because then you have no way of measuring it. Okay, so it's really important that you put a time frame on it. Now I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you an example or two. Okay, let's say that you have a dream of becoming an actor. Okay, all right. So if you're going to make a goal, if you're going, first of all, you have to assess where you are. So you want to be an actor, but you haven't done any acting at all. You've never gone to acting school. You don't have any experience at all. You don't know anybody in the industry or nothing. You have no kind of experience with it. You haven't taken any classes. Okay, you need to make a goal for yourself. After you realistically assess that you have no experience and no way of getting in there, your goal at that point should be gaining some experience. Your goal at that point should be getting into an acting school. So a goal that you can make for yourself would be like saying, okay, in the next week, I'm going to have 3 different acting schools that I'm going to contact, that I'm going to visit, and I'm going to see what kind of program they offer, and I'm going to look at getting into that program. That can be your goal for the next week. You understand what I'm saying? Let's say that you have a goal of, you know what, I want to write a book. Okay, yeah, you make a goal of, I want to write a book, but you take a realistic assessment of yourself and you say, you know what, I haven't been a great writer in the past. I have no idea where to even start. I do run-on sentences. I don't really know a lot about grammar and punctuation. Your first step would be to find a place where you can learn. You would want to look at getting into a class, taking a step towards getting in class, maybe finding a mentor. This is the first step that you would take. You can't jump from, hey, you know what, I want to be an actor, and I expect by this time next year that I'm going to be in a movie opposite Denzel Washington. No, not going to happen. You have to do this thing realistically, okay? Even if you want to, let's say you want to be an investor, okay? Because that seems to be the big thing right now, real estate investors. Let's say you want to be an investor. Okay, well, the first thing you have to do is you have to figure out how you're gonna learn to be an investor, and where you're gonna get the resources to be an investor. And what you can do is you can start saying, hey, you know what? I'm gonna start right away putting aside a certain amount of money, so that I can build up enough to start the investment process. Or you could say, you know what? I am going to go and I'm going to find a mentor. I'm going to seek out a mentor that's going to help me get into investing. I mean, the point that I'm making here is just that you have to realistically assess where you are before you can begin the process of moving towards accomplishing your dreams. The last thing I'm going to say to you, I'm going to give you one last piece of advice before I go, because, like I said, it's been a long day and I'm trying to get rid of today so I can get into tomorrow, because tomorrow is bound to be better than today was. So the last piece of advice I'm going to give to you is to start now. Don't wait. Don't put it off until next week. Don't put it off until next month. Don't put it off until next year. Start now. There's always something you can do to move you towards your dream. It's always something you can do. We have this wonderful tool. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's called the internet. And guess what? It never closes. It never shuts it down. So you can always research something. You can always look up something. You can make it. You can make it. You can do something today, right now, even if it's just a little small thing, such as research, such as creating a plan, such as making some goals for yourself. You can do that right now, right this instant. You can, as soon as you're finished watching, you can turn this off. You can get out a piece of paper. You can start writing out goals, or you can go on the internet. You can do some research, find something that's going to help you get to where you want to go. Okay? Every journey, no matter how long it is, starts with a single step. And what I want to do for you today is just encourage you to take that first step. My name is Dr. Bickham. I'm the author of Unnatural Selection. Thank you for listening. We'll talk again.